Need your trade-in now. Tons of vehicles below cost. 0% for 72 months on most remaining 2016s. Plus, the only 2017 Super Duties are in stock and ready to drive home today. Come see them at Mike Birch Ford or 24/7 at MikeBirchFordBlackshear.com.
It's model year-end closeout time at Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear. We're overstocked on new vehicles and we need your trade. Huge savings and top dollar for your trade, plus up to $10,000 off remaining 2016 F-150. Selection's great. Many vehicles are below cost. Focus, Fusion, Escape, Flex, Explorer, and more. Plus our free lifetime powertrain warranty on all new vehicles. Stop the search. Call Mike Birch, 912-449-4446. 0% for the approved credit on select models. See here for details.
Does your car or truck need a paint job, body repair, or even a tow? Call the experts at Lightsey's Body Shop, family owned and operated since 1978. With a courteous, knowledgeable, and professional staff will meet all your needs at Lightsey's Body Shop, where everybody is somebody. Call us today. Let us take the stress away. We are located at 1526 Randale Road, just past the dollar store. Give us a call at 385-6193. That's 385-6193. Lightsey's Body Shop.
Well, here we are, right slap in the middle of the week, a Wednesday morning. You're listening to the Big Dog, WIFO FM in Jesup, 105.5 on your FM dial. Butch Jesup here with you on this 26th day of October. Well, we're going to have, let's see here, mostly sunny skies today. High today around 81 and maybe some morning fog. Tomorrow, partly sunny, high of 82. The Omaha river level still sitting right around 2 feet and steady. Currently, we have 58 degrees here in southeast Georgia. It is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear, by Jesup Premium Storage out here on the Waycross Highway, by Sonic Restaurant on South 1st Street, and by Lightsey's Body Shop on Rainier Road. And good morning, Bob.
Good morning.
Well. Just when you thought the Wayne County was going to be able to get their tax bills out on time and the money come in by the end of the year, another monkey wrench has been thrown in the works. What's going on, Bob?
I really don't know. I said the news broke yesterday late at around, I think the superintendent said they got the call around 4:30. The school board meeting met at 6, and that was the announcement from superintendent and the accountant. They got a call from Denise Griffith saying that tax digest has been rejected in Atlanta, 4,300 errors and decoding the property. So I don't really know how you code property, so better check with Denise Griffiths and Ralph O'Quinn and find out what's going on. But the word is the tax bill is going to be delayed because the digest hasn't been approved.
So the tax assessor's office, Ralph O'Quinn, they're the ones that code it, they're the ones that assess it, they're the ones that send it up to Atlanta for approval, and Atlanta's saying, hey, you didn't code some things right, is that right?
Like I said, I don't know a lot about it. I just know they said 4,300 errors. Like I said, I don't make it. I just report it. I just reported what was said yesterday. Really don't know enough about it.
Well, we know the what. We just want to know why and how.
Late last night, I wasn't calling people at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. So
you'll talk to Ralph and Denise today and find out, and we'll have on our local newscast tomorrow morning exactly what's going on there. What are these clerical errors? How were they found? And what do we need to do to correct them? And when can tax bills go out? I know that's got to be very disappointing to the county and to the school board because now they can't get money coming in as soon as they hope.
That's the bottom line.
That's the bottom line.
Cash flow is not going to be like it is. Like I said, you want to get those tax bills out as quickly as possible, have people pay their bills and have the money flow in. So apparently that's not going to happen.
It's going to be interesting to see what Ralph O'Quinn says today and what is going to be done to correct these clerical situations here, these problems, and get everything back on track. But you said 4,300?
4,300 errors.
4,300 errors. You know how many people they must have up in Atlanta looking at all this stuff? Because, this is only one of 159 counties. And to be able to sit there and go line by line by line on all these tax digests on every piece of property in every single county, that would drive me nuts, Bob. Could you sit there and look at figures all day like that?
That's not my forte.
Yeah, that's not mine either.
My dad was the accountant in the family, not me. So that's not mine. That's the reason why we went into journalism, which numbers is not our business. But that's just, you thought everything was getting back on track and that Wayne County would be able to be in a situation where they didn't have to borrow money or do whatever the case may be to make it until the
until the money start flowing in. So now we just don't know when the bills are going to go out. Is that correct?
That's correct. We don't know.
We don't know.
Don't have a date.
But Bob will talk to Ralph O'Quinn today and Denise Griffiths and find out what is actually going on and clarify some of these issues on tomorrow morning's newscast here on 105.5 FM WIFO. So I know just another disappointing situation for the county and for the school board. Well, coming up in a little bit, Bob, sometime between 8:30 and 9, I've got tickets here to the Georgia Tech Duke game up in Atlanta. So an ACC matchup there as Duke is traveling into Atlanta to take on the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Kickoff is at 12:30, and we've got several sets of tickets we're going to give away, and each set will be 4 tickets. So if somebody wins, they can take 3 of their family members or buddies with them and be there at Bobby Dodd Stadium watching Georgia Tech host Duke in an ACC matchup there in downtown Atlanta beginning at 12:30 this Saturday. And these giveaways have been really popular, Bob.
Good seats from what I understand. Talked to several people who've gone up there on those seats, so they're very excellent seats. Who've enjoyed your trip.
Okay. Now, for the folks who won't be heading north to Atlanta this weekend, the rest of y'all will be heading south to Jacksonville, right? To the Georgia-Florida game.
Georgia-Florida game, annual battle. Throw out the record books and hope for the best.
Just throw it out, and hopefully we can run the ball. Run that ball. Hopefully they've been working with that offensive line this week saying, this is how you block.
That's hope.
You wonder if, in some of these spread offenses these days that the offensive liners are trained so much for pass protection that they've just forgotten the basics on how to block for running. I mean, I don't know. You just wonder because when you've got 70% of the plays passing these days, it seems like these guys, it's a little different for them to block for running. I don't know. I just don't know what the problem is there at Athens. I'm trying to come up with something. Why can't they block the guy in front of them? Open up a little bit of holes here for the running backs.
It's called lack of talent. That's what it's called.
Lack of talent, huh,
That's
Bob?
what it's called.
Ah. Somebody just texted.
Game. You block, you tackle.
I was watching part of Bull Durham. I just love that movie, and I like it when he goes in there. It's a simple game. You hit the ball, you catch the ball, you throw the ball.
That's right.
Y'all just lollygag around. What does that make them? Lollygaggers, coach? That's just a fun movie. I just love Bull Durham.
Great movie.
Great movie. Somebody just texted in, Braves were on St. Simon's yesterday for team building and training. Did you hear anything about that?
Did not.
Some of the Braves players were over on St. Simon's yesterday for team building and training. How do you team build and train on St. Simon's? I don't know. If the person has a little more details of that. Remember, if you have any questions or comments or anything at all, you can always text us here on the world-famous Butch and Bob Show or anytime here at Big Dog Country Radio. Text us at 912-427-3711, 912-427-3711. Our main studio and business line is text-enabled, 912-427-3711. So this person is saying some of the Braves were on St. Simon's yesterday for team building and training. So, okay. Sounds good. Glad they were in the neighborhood. I didn't know they got together this time of year for that kind of stuff. I thought they'd be gone and doing their own thing until next January, February. Don't know what's going on there. But I guess they're getting all ready for moving into that new stadium. What's that, SunTrust Field? SunTrust Park? I know the Falcons are the Mercedes-Benz Dome there, but I think it's SunTrust Park. And so the Braves will be in that new baseball park come in March. You'll get to go see them in the preseason games and regular season starting in April. Of course, you'll be able to hear all the games right here on your Braves station here in Southeast Georgia, 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country, WIFO. We've been bringing Braves baseball to folks since 1971. Wow, that's a long time.
Long time.
Longer than any other radio station on the Braves network.
It's true to see what kind of off-season moves they make. They can do something to try to improve that baseball team. So that's the word from the front office anyway. So look for the Braves to be wheeling and dealing in the off-season.
Okay, wheeling and dealing, huh?
And they need to bring some players in.
Bring some pitchers in, bring some bats in, some relief pitchers. We need it all, Bob. We need it all.
They need talent.
Here's off the offensive line for the Georgia Bulldogs. They need some talent.
Right.
Okay. And so, was that ever serious about Charlie Sheen throwing the first pitch in the game?
That was the discussion, but somebody nixed it.
Well, they didn't want the controversy of Charlie Sheen being there.
They probably could have fined Charlie Sheen.
They could have called his dad. I'm sure his dad knows where that. But corporate America today, they don't like controversy. They don't like anything where they so everything's based around that. So I can understand why Major League Baseball in Cleveland would not want Charlie Sheen being there with the kind of reputation he's got.
It's just, like I said, it comes from the movie Major League.
Yep.
It would have been a great thing. So I thought it was a great idea.
I thought it was a great idea too.
Fans in Cleveland would have loved it.
Yeah, he could have got his hair cut like he did on there, and put those glasses with the black frame, and have that music playing, the wild things. He walked out from the outfield. That would have been perfect. I mean, the fans would have gone nuts. The entire country would have gone nuts.
It would have been classic.
It would have been great, but no. Decisions by corporate America these days are done. Well, that's going to create a controversy. We'll have to answer questions about it, and we don't want to do that. We don't want to take away from the game and put it on Charlie Sheen. But it still would have been great. It would have been fantastic, but it didn't happen. But no problem for the Indians last night. They just whipped up on the Cubbies, just left, right, forwards, and backwards.
Good pitching beats good hitting. So good pitcher last night for the Indians. So plus Perez hit 2 home runs, which helps. So, but game 2 tonight, long series.
Oh yeah. One game is not a series mate, but I heard on the sports this morning that 12 out of the last 13 World Series winners have won the first game. So it's good to get that good start. Get out of the blocks first there, Bob. And Cleveland made a statement last night. But, we could be talking different tomorrow. If Chicago wins tonight and they whip up on Cleveland, we can say, well, it's back 0-0 again, basically.
I still believe the Cubs will win.
I hope so. It would be great for the Cubbies and their fans, and I think for the entire nation for the Cubs to win. An underdog for so many years, just kind of been made fun of all these years, and even though they've had a good fan base, it'd be good for them to win a World Series. And tomorrow night we've got 2 ball games on tomorrow night, don't we? On a Thursday night.
Got a pro game and a college game. Got Georgia Southern at home against Appalachian State, and Jacksonville on the road take on Tennessee. So,
okay. Our coverage will begin tomorrow afternoon at 5:30 with a pregame between Georgia Southern and Appalachian State. 5:30 tomorrow afternoon, right here on 105.5 FM with kickoff at 7:30. A very important game for Georgia Southern, their biggest rival. And, it's amazing they both moved up to the Sun Belt Conference the same year after being in that other conference for eons.
Be a good game for sure. Both teams, know how important this game is. Good rival game over the last several years. So should be a big crowd. Should be a good team. Looking forward to going and watching that game tomorrow night. It'll be fun. Haven't been to Statesboro in a while, but Johnny Fisher's going to hook me up. And if you want to go see a game, that's the way to go. Up in the box, enjoying free food and free drinks. So looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it. Okay. And then tomorrow night on Thursday night, you said the Jacksonville Jaguars or another Thursday night game?
Yep, they're at Tennessee.
Okay, we'll have that game beginning around 7:30 tomorrow night on AM 1370 The Buzz. WLOP would kick off at 8:25. So the Jaguars at Tennessee on AM 1370 Fox Sports Radio.
Need a win.
Need a win, don't we? What's on the road? Maybe a win now.
That region's so bad, they still have a chance. So they just need to start playing better. Like I said, the big story is what's wrong with Blake Bortles. Doesn't look like the same quarterback as last year, but he addressed the media after the game, said that he still feels confident in his ability, but just says it's just a matter of him just missing some key throws. So we'll see if he can bounce back this Thursday night against Tennessee.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right, so it's 2 Thursday night games tomorrow night. Georgia Southern taking on App State right here on 105.5 FM beginning at 5:30. And then Jacksonville Jaguars traveling to Tennessee to take on the Titans. And that'll begin around 7:30 on AM 1370 The Buzz WLOP. All right, this sad situation on that fire that we got reported from the insurance commissioner on the person that's just an accident, just died in that fire from cigarette smoking. Is that correct?
This is accidental fire.
Accidental fire. So, folks, if you smoke inside, please be careful. So many people today, even if they do smoke, go outside. I know when I was growing up, if a person smoked, they smoked inside. They didn't think twice about it. When I worked back here at the radio station in the late 70s, everybody in the radio station smoked except for me and another salesperson. Everybody did. The manager, the office manager, the secretary, all three DJs that were on AM 1370 during the day, the engineer, they all smoked. And so me and George were sitting there trying to get a fresh breath here where everybody around smoked. But that's just the way it was. When I was growing up, Dad smoked right there in the house. He didn't think twice about it. Of course, luckily, Dad stopped smoking back in 1984. And Dad hasn't smoked since then. Cigarettes. Does smoke a cigar once in a while, but doesn't smoke cigarettes anymore. But in today's society, people just seem to go outside to smoke. But still, I guess a lot of folks do still smoke inside. If you do, folks, be careful with that. You don't want to end up like a statistic like this person here who died that fire here in Wayne County by an accidental fire because of what the fire commissioner said, smoking. All right, Bob, anything going on today on your mind that's going on? I know that you're going down to Patterson. Is that correct?
Going to Patterson. I said glad to hear Johnny's going to be there. So Johnny Askins will be on hand, bring his comments tomorrow. And next week here on the local news, get his thoughts on this presidential race and things that are going on in Washington, D.C. So, and he's in the race of his own for that U.S. Senate seat. So it'd be good to see Johnny Askins today over at Patterson, Georgia, at Peanuts, Pies, and Politics. Chad Nimmer's annual event over there. Just a nice place, Mossy Pond. A lot of politicians headed down on their way to Georgia, Florida, stop by for the event. So looking forward to it today.
I'd go to it, but I'm taking my middle grandson, Mason, to the dentist today. Both his parents, my son Matt and his wife Mandy, are all tied up today, so they asked me to take Mason to the dentist today. So I'll be taking him up there to see Mr. Armstrong, Dr. Armstrong in the game, and get his teeth cleaned. Love doing stuff with my grandkids. That's fun. And but that'll be a great time down there at Mossy Pond. And I don't mean any disrespect by this, but who was our other U.S. Senator in the state of Georgia? We got Johnny Atkinson and the one that would beat Jack Kingston, Purdue. Yeah. I'm just being kind of funny here. Is the fact that you never see or hear from him. When you have Ikeson that calls in, 2 or 3 times a year on the Butch and Bob show. Senator Chambliss used to do that on a regular basis. Sometimes he'd come by and visit, here in town and so forth. You'd hear from him. You get news releases from him, from Chambliss and Isaacson. We get, but I never hear anything from Senator Perdue. Do you?
Not very often.
It's just, it's like, is he going to be down there today? I mean, we did never hear anything from his office. We never get any news releases from Purdue's office. I wish Kingston would have won that. The state of Georgia would have been a lot better if Jack Kingston would have won that election. What was it, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, whenever it was, 2 or 4 years ago. I think it's 4 years ago. But Jack Kingston had the experience. He had the contacts in Washington, D.C. It's just that he was from South Georgia and David Perdue was from the Atlanta area, and it's difficult to beat those candidates on a statewide basis that are from Atlanta, aren't they, Bob?
That's where all the votes are.
That's where the votes are. And so it'll be interesting that, see if Jack comes around. He's still very involved in the Republican Party and activities involved with that and other advisory boards that are his own. But it'd be good to see Jack again. When he's going back down this area, so he can stop by and just.
He's been on TV every night.
He does every night. We're on TV.
He's been on CNN. He's been on Fox. He's a Trump spokesman.
Oh, he's a Trump spokesman. All right. Well, I don't see any of it. So
I've seen him regular on TV. So
if the television networks depended upon me for television ratings, they wouldn't have any because I just don't watch that much. If I do, it's either sports, movies, or something on the History Channel or the National Geographic Channel.
He's been on a bunch lately.
Mm-hmm. I just don't watch much of it. But it'd be good to have Jack back on the Butch and Bob show one day. Is he based out of Atlanta or Washington, or do you know where he's based out of these days?
Still in Savannah.
Savannah? Okay. All right. Well, this is the last weekend of the Farm-tastic Fun and Corn Maze out at Popple Farms. Thousands of people have been through there so far this month, and this will be the last weekend at Popple Farms, and we encourage you to go there and have a good old time at Popple Farms. This Friday night, starting at 5, they'll have many of the activities open. Along with that, they'll also have the Corn Maze open, and the Haunted Trail will be open, as folks can go to that. And I didn't know this, Bob, until I was reading something on there on the popplefarms.com. Popplefarms.com is the website you can go to read all about all the activities out there. But there is something called Spookly the Square Pumpkin. I'm not sure if you've heard of that. It's a national campaign. It's October is National Bullying Prevention Month. And Spookly the Square Pumpkin kind of represents the fact that he's a square pumpkin, so he gets bullied because he's not round like the other pumpkins. And October is National Bullying Prevention Month, and Popple Farms is partnering with Spookly the Square Pumpkin to raise awareness for bullying prevention. And they'll be featuring Spookly in several farm-based events throughout Popple Farms, so you can go there and see Spookly the Square Pumpkin, have pictures taken, and then learn about bullying prevention. That's a pretty good idea, Bob.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. So see them there. And of course, Popple Farms will be open Saturday from 10 till closing that night, at night, and then on Sunday afternoon starting at 12 noon. And then they will be open on Halloween, Bob, starting at 5 o'clock. So if folks want to go out there for a very farm-tastic and corn maze of Halloween evening, they can do that at Popple Farms from 5 to closing. So they open with the Haunted Trail, the Corn Maze, the other activities they've got going on there at Popple Farms. This is the last weekend, so get out there and have yourself a good old time. And Halloween is this coming Monday. So the little trick-or-treaters will be out there. And I think they usually, in the city of Jesup and Scribden, it's 5 to 7, isn't it? 5 to 7 for trick-or-treating on Halloween, which will be Monday. And, of course, you got trick-or-treaters that come a lot later than that. You know, some of them come at 7:30, 8, 8:30, you know, just according when they got started. So Halloween, of course, always, every single year on October 31st. And I'm sure that trick-or-treating will start, like I said, normally does at 5 o'clock. You getting dressed up this year for Halloween, Bob?
I don't think so.
You know, don't get dressed up. No Halloween parties to go to or anything like that? Yeah. But a lot of adults do that, Bob. They'll have big old Halloween parties, and they'll get dressed up as pirates or, you know, whatever the case may be, and go and have themselves a good old time. And, you know, they predict that Halloween spending is going up this year from an average of $83 per person from $74 last year. So the National Retail Association says that according to projections, that Halloween spending will go up $9 per person from $74 to $83. And then Americans will spend $8.4 billion on Halloween stuff this year. That's up from 6.9 last year, from 6.9 to $8.4 billion. That's a lot of candy and a lot of costumes, Bob. A lot of decorations.
Halloween's for kids.
Halloween's for kids. Well, somebody's got to put all that on, Bob. I used to go to Halloween parties as an adult when I was in my 20s and 30s, when I lived up in Aiken, South Carolina. But I hadn't dressed up as an adult in Halloween since then. That's been a long time. But there's a lot of adults out there that have big old Halloween parties. So you can go out there and have yourself a good old time. Just remember, when you're driving around on Halloween afternoon and evening, be careful. Those little trick-or-treaters really don't look around for the cars. They're running from house to house trying to get as much candy as they possibly can. All right, you're listening to the world-famous Butch and Bob Show here on Big Dog Country Radio. Well, both of us went to the play last night at the Wayne County High School, at the auditorium there. Making Nice is the play, and that was very entertaining, wasn't it, Bob?
Very good.
Very good. So, folks, if you did not get a chance to go last night, you can go see the Wayne County one-act play, in which they'll be performing for competition this Saturday, but they will do it again for the public tomorrow night, Thursday night, starting at 7 o'clock at the Wayne County High School auditorium. And tickets are just $5, first come, first serve, and you will really enjoy it. As you've said many times before, Bob, that's going to be the best $5 you've ever spent for entertainment.
It's a good price.
Good price, good. It's only 1 hour.
So wishing the best this Saturday in the competition, but getting only 3 teams participating, so they got a good shot to win the region and head to state. So
that's right.
Well.
Okay, and Wayne County High School will host the 1-act competition this Saturday starting at 10 a.m. there in the auditorium of the high school. Wayne County will be the first drama team to go that morning at 10 a.m. and then the other 2, Statesboro and South Effingham, will go after that. And so we wish them the best, but that was really good, entertaining play last night. And so if you didn't go Thursday night at 7, or you can go Saturday morning at 10 and watch them in the competition.
You can watch all 3 plays. They said the public's invited that on Saturday.
Yeah, you can watch all 3. It don't cost you anything on Saturday. And the Wayne County Memorial Hospital has got their regular lecture series going on, and tomorrow night they're going to be doing that hearing loss, that's lecture on hearing. Dr. Thomas Chassé and Carla McKenzie. Dr. Chassé, of course, ear, nose, and throat specialist, and Carla McKenzie, the audiologist. They will be there at, at the Polytech Center, back there in the Paul Scott Polytech Center, right, Bob?
That's correct.
Starts at 6:30 tomorrow evening, and you can go there. It's absolutely free, and you can listen to Dr. Chassé and Carla McKenzie talk about hearing loss, how to protect your ears from hearing loss, what to do if you do have some hearing loss, and then you can sit there and ask any questions you want to them. So it's all free. It's a free lecture put on by the Wayne Memorial Hospital. It'll be their last lecture series for 2016, and they've had some really good ones this year, Bob.
They've had some good ones. It's been a good program, thanks to Wayne Memorial Hospital and all the doctors taking time out of their busy schedule to provide those lecture series. Again, it's been a very popular event. But again, they did one every month. And again, this is the final one of the year 2016. I'm sure they'll do it again next year because it's been a very popular thing for the community. A lot of people taking advantage of it.
So hearing loss lecture tomorrow starting at 6:30 at the Polytech Center at Coastal Pines Technical College in Jesup. Dr. Thomas Chassé, ear, nose, and throat specialist, along with his assistant, Carla McKenzie, audiologist, will be there to talk about hearing. Somebody just text in, when and where is Judge Wilkes' retirement get together today?
It's going to be at the main courthouse in the grand jury room, 2 to 4 p.m.
2 to 4 p.m. So if you want to go by and see Judge Wilkes at his retirement, 2 to 4 o'clock in the main courtroom in the big courthouse there on Brunswick Street in downtown Jesup. All right, somebody just text that in.
Courtroom C.
Courtroom C, the big old big in there. All right, Bob, anything on your mind this morning before we head out of here? And I remember I'll be giving away those tickets soon, folks, to the Georgia Tech Duke game this coming Saturday in Atlanta, kickoff at 12:30. I've got several sets of 4 tickets to give away. I'll give those give them away between 8:30 and 9. Anything else on your mind this morning?
That's about it.
We'll have a good time down there at the Peanuts, Pines, and Politics in Patterson today, Bob. All right, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show brought to you by Lasky's Body Shop on Rainier Road, by Sonic Restaurant on South 1st Street. Stop by down for a great breakfast. And by Jesup Premium Storage out here on the Waycross Highway, and by Mike Butch Ford in Blackshear. 8:28 on this Wednesday morning, the 26th day of October. You're listening to WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio. Coming your way in less than 2 minutes, we'll have news from Fox News Radio.